The unexpected arrival. The muffled clangs of metal on metal echoed through the dimly lit corridors of Outpost Zeta 9, a weathered space station orbiting a nameless gas giant on the fringes of human-controlled space. Alex Chen, the station's chief mechanic, wiped a sheen of sweat from her brow as she coaxed life back into a stubborn air recycler. "Come on, you cantankerous piece of junk," she muttered, giving the machine a gentle whack with her wrench. The recycler sputtered, coughed, and finally hummed to life. Alex allowed herself a small smile of satisfaction. At 28, she was the youngest chief mechanic in the sector, but her knack for breathing life into dying machinery had quickly earned her a reputation as a miracle worker. A sudden tremor shook the station, nearly knocking Alex off her feet. Warning klaxons blared to life, their shrill cries echoing through the metal corridors. What in the void? Alex scrambled to her feet, shoving her tools into her belt as she raced towards the source of the commotion. The station's docking bay was in chaos. Technicians and dock workers scattered like startled fish as a massive ship, unlike anything Alex had ever seen, limped into the hangar. Its sleek, organic lines were marred by scorch marks and gaping wounds in its hull. Despite its injuries, the vessel radiated an aura of power and alien beauty. As the ship settled onto the docking clamps with a groan of protesting metal, Alex found herself drawn forward. Her mechanic's mind was already cataloging the damage, estimating repair times, and wondering about the strange technology before her. The ship's airlock hissed open, releasing a cloud of sweet-smelling vapor. Alex's jaw dropped as three figures emerged from the mist. They were unmistakably female, but on a scale that defied human norms. Each stood at least 8 feet tall, with powerfully built frames that spoke of both strength and agility. Their skin shimmered with an iridescent quality ranging from deep azure to vibrant emerald, and their hair seemed to float around their heads as if suspended in water. The lead alien, her skin a deep sapphire blue, surveyed the docking bay with piercing silver eyes. When her gaze fell on Alex, the mechanic felt a jolt of electricity run down her spine. There was intelligence in those eyes, and something else, desperation. "You!" The alien's voice boomed, causing several nearby workers to flinch. "Are you in charge here?" Alex glanced around, realizing that most of the senior staff had conveniently made themselves scarce. She squared her shoulders and stepped forward. "I'm not in charge, but I might be able to help." "Name's Alex Chen, chief mechanic." The alien woman's eyes narrowed, assessing her. "I am Captain Zara of the Stellar Sisterhood. Our ship requires immediate repairs. We have limited time and resources. Can you assist us?" Alex's mind raced. The technology of the alien ship was leagues beyond anything she'd worked on before. It would be the challenge of a lifetime. And yet the risk was enormous. Who knew what trouble these aliens might bring to Zeta 9? But as she looked at Captain Zara and her crew, she saw not just powerful alien warriors, but beings in need. Their ship was their lifeline, just as Zeta 9 was hers. In that moment, the decision was simple. "I'll do my best," Alex said, offering a confident smile. "But I'll need to know what I'm dealing with. Mind if I take a look?" Captain Zara exchanged glances with her companions before nodding curtly. "Very well, human. But be warned, our technology is not to be trifled with. One wrong move could spell disaster for your entire station." As Alex followed the towering aliens into their ship, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was stepping into something far bigger than a simple repair job. The air hummed with energy, and strange lights pulsed along the corridors. It was beautiful, terrifying, and utterly alien. "So," Alex said, trying to keep her voice steady, "what brings a ship like yours to our humble outpost? Must be something pretty serious to risk a landing in your condition." The smallest of the aliens, though still a head taller than Alex, answered. Her skin was a pale jade with patterns that seemed to shift and swirl. "We are being pursued by those who would see our mission fail. The fate of entire worlds hangs in the balance, human. Your aid may prove more crucial than you can imagine." Alex whistled low. No pressure then. Well, ladies, let's see what we're dealing with. I may not know much about alien politics or interstellar warfare, but I do know machines, and every machine, no matter how advanced, follows certain principles. As they reached the engine room, Alex's eyes widened in wonder. The heart of the ship was a pulsating sphere of energy surrounded by intricate patterns of light and metal. It was like nothing she'd ever seen, and yet she could sense its rhythm, its purpose. Incredible, she breathed. Then, rolling up her sleeves, she turned to Captain Zara with a grin. All right, Captain. Let's get to work. I may be just a simple human mechanic, but I've got a feeling we're about to make some history together. The alien women exchanged looks of surprise and grudging respect as Alex began her assessment of the damaged systems. She couldn't help but feel a thrill of excitement. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she was ready to face them. After all, this was what humanity did best, rising to the occasion, solving the impossible, and maybe, just maybe, changing the course of the galaxy in the process. Little did Alex know that her decision to help these mysterious aliens would not only test her skills as a mechanic, but also thrust her into an adventure beyond her wildest dreams. As she worked, the stars outside Zeta 9 seemed to shine a little brighter, as if in anticipation of the remarkable events about to unfold. Decoding alien technology, Alex's hands moved with practiced precision over the alien technology, her brow furrowed in concentration. It had been 3 days since the arrival of Captain Zara and her crew, and the engine room of their ship had become her second home. The pulsating energy core hummed a constant, otherworldly melody as she worked. "Pass me the flux calibrator, would you?" Alex called out, her voice muffled, as she leaned deep into an access panel. Nixia, the jade-skinned alien who had become her unofficial assistant, handed her a tool that looked more like a living crystal than any spanner she'd ever used. "You're adapting quickly to our technology, Alex," Nixia observed, her voice a melody of curiosity and approval. Alex emerged from the panel, wiping sweat from her brow. "Thanks. It's like nothing I've ever seen, but there's a logic to it. It's not just machinery. It's almost alive." She paused, realizing how strange that sounded. "Is that crazy?" Nixia's lips curved into a smile. "Not at all. Our ships are indeed partially organic. They grow and adapt much like we do. It's why repairing them requires more than just mechanical skill. It requires understanding and intuition." As Alex processed this information, Captain Zara entered the engine room, her commanding presence filling the space. "Report," she demanded, her silver eyes fixed on Alex. Alex straightened, suddenly aware of the grease stains on her jumpsuit. "We're making progress, Captain. The main propulsion system is back online, and I've managed to patch up most of the hull breaches. But there's something odd about the damage. It's not just from weapons fire. Some of these systems look like they've been infected, for lack of a better word." Zara's expression darkened. "You are more perceptive than we anticipated, human. The damage to our ship is indeed not entirely from battle. We are pursued by an enemy that wages war not just with weapons, but with a technological plague." Alex's mind reeled at the implications. A plague that affects machines. Is that even possible? In our part of the galaxy, it is a grim reality, Nixia interjected. "The Void Corsairs, our pursuers, have weaponized a form of self-replicating nanites. They corrupt and consume any technology they touch, turning it against its users." The pieces started falling into place in Alex's mind. The strange, almost cancerous growths she'd found in some of the ship's systems, the way certain components seemed to fight against repair. It all made a terrifying kind of sense. "That's why you risk coming to a human outpost," Alex realized. "Your own ports might be compromised, but our technology is too primitive to be affected." Captain Zara nodded, a hint of respect in her eyes. "Correct. Your isolation, which you may have seen as a weakness, is in fact your greatest strength in this conflict. The Corsairs overlook your species, deeming you too technologically inferior to be a threat. They do not realize that this very inferiority makes you immune to their greatest weapon. Alex let out a low whistle. Well, I'll be. Never thought being behind the times would be an advantage. She paused, a thought occurring to her. But wait, if these nanites are so dangerous, am I at risk working on your ship? Nixia placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder, the touch sending an unexpected warmth through her. No, Alex. We've contained the affected areas. Moreover, your biology is incompatible with the nanites. You are safer than any of us in this fight. As this information sank in, Alex's mind began to race with possibilities. If I'm immune and your ship is partially organic, maybe we can use that to our advantage. What if we could stimulate rapid growth in the undamaged sections? We might be able to isolate and excise the infected parts entirely. Nixia's eyes widened. That's brilliant, but incredibly dangerous. The shock to the ship's systems could be catastrophic. Do it, Captain Zara commanded, her gaze fixed on Alex. We have no choice. Nixia, assist her in any way you can. I must prepare the crew for the possibility of battle. As Zara strode out of the engine room, Alex turned to Nixia, adrenaline coursing through her veins. All right, let's do this. Show me everything you know about your ship's biological systems. We're about to perform some extreme surgery. For the next several hours, Alex and Nixia worked in perfect synchronization. Alex's human intuition and mechanical expertise blended seamlessly with Nixia's deep understanding of her ship's organic nature. They coaxed healthy systems into accelerated growth, carefully excised corrupted sections, and routed power in ways that pushed the boundaries of both human and alien engineering. As they worked, Alex found herself opening up to Nixia, sharing stories of her life on Zeta 9, her dreams of exploring the stars, and the loneliness that had driven her to become the best mechanic in the sector. In turn, Nixia spoke of her people's struggle against the Void Corsairs, the worlds they'd seen fall to the technological plague, and the hope they carried for a better future. You know, Alex said as she carefully grafted a new power conduit into place, a week ago, my biggest worry was making rent. Now I'm helping save the galaxy from space pirates with a tech virus. Funny how life works out. Nixia's laughter was like chiming crystals. The universe has a way of putting us where we need to be, Alex. Perhaps this encounter was written in the stars. As the hours ticked by, the ship began to respond to their efforts. Infected areas were isolated and removed, while healthy sections grew and strengthened. The pulsating energy at the ship's core grew brighter, its rhythm more steady and powerful. Just as they were making final adjustments, an alarm blared throughout the ship. Captain Zara's voice rang out over the intercom, tense with urgency. Void signatures detected. They'd found us sooner than expected. All hands, battle stations. Alex and Nixia exchanged a look of determination. We're not done yet, Alex said, her voice steady despite the fear coursing through her. But we've given this ship a fighting chance. Now it's time to see what she can do. As they raced to join the rest of the crew, Alex couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. She might be just a human mechanic from a backwater outpost, but she had accomplished something extraordinary. Whatever came next, she knew she had played a crucial role in this cosmic drama. The ship hummed with renewed energy, ready to face the oncoming storm. And as Alex took her place beside her new alien comrades, she realized that she, too, was ready. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity, when pushed to its limits, was capable of miracles. Little did Alex know that the true test of her skills, courage, and the unexpected bond she had formed with the stellar sisterhood was only just beginning. As the Void Corsairs closed in, the fate of not just the ship, but perhaps the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. Impending danger. The bridge of the alien vessel thrummed with tension as Alex stepped through the doorway, Nixia close behind. Captain Zara stood at the helm, her towering figure silhouetted against a sea of stars. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a menacing sight. 3 sleek, dark ships emerging from the swirling gases of the nearby planet. "Void Corsairs," Nixia whispered, her voice tight with fear. 3 Ravager-class battlecruisers. Alex's heart raced. The ships before them were unlike anything in the human fleet. All sharp angles and ominous, pulsing lights. They radiated an aura of malevolence that made her skin crawl. "Status report," Zara demanded, her silver eyes fixed on the approaching threat. "Hull integrity at 87%, Captain," replied Kelleria, the azure-skinned tactical officer. "Weapon systems online, but power fluctuations in the main cannon persist." Zara turned to Alex, her expression unreadable. "It seems your repairs will be put to the test sooner than we anticipated, human. Are we battle-ready?" Alex swallowed hard, her mind racing through calculations and diagnostics. "The ship's in better shape than when you landed, that's for sure. But those power fluctuations worry me. We might have 1, maybe 2 shots with the main cannon before it overloads." The captain nodded grimly. "Then we must make those shots count." She turned to her crew. "Battle stations. Kelleria, target the lid ship. Nixia, divert all non-essential power to shields and weapons." As the crews sprang into action, Alex felt a twinge of helplessness. This was far beyond her expertise as a mechanic. But as she watched the alien women work, an idea began to form. "Captain," she said, her voice stronger than she felt, "I might have a way to stabilize the main cannon, but it's risky. I'll need direct access to the power core." Zara's eyes narrowed. "Explain." "The ship's partially organic, right? If I can interface directly with the core, I might be able to manually regulate the power flow. It's like a biological bypass." "Absolutely not," Nixia interjected, her jade skin paling. "The energy levels would kill you instantly." "Not if we use my immunity to the nanites," Alex countered. "My biology might just be able to handle it." A tense silence fell over the bridge. The approaching Corsair ships loomed larger on the view screen with each passing moment. Finally, Zara spoke. "Do it. Nixia, assist her. The rest of you, prepare for evasive maneuvers. We must buy them time." As Alex and Nixia raced towards the engine room, the ship shuddered under the first volley of enemy fire. Alarms blared, and the corridors filled with an eerie red glow. "This is insane," Nixia said as they reached the pulsating energy core. "You don't have to do this, Alex. It's not your fight." Alex grinned, despite the fear gnawing at her gut. "Maybe not, but someone once told me the universe puts us where we need to be. I'm exactly where I should be." Before Nixia could protest further, Alex plunged her hands into the shimmering energy field of the core. Pain unlike anything she had ever experienced lanced through her body. She gritted her teeth, fighting to stay conscious as the ship's energy flowed through her. On the bridge, Zara watched in amazement as the power reading stabilized. "Main cannon charged and ready, Captain," Kelleria reported, a note of disbelief in her voice. "Target locked on the lead ship," the tactical officer added. Zora's eyes gleamed with fierce determination. Fire. A beam of blinding energy erupted from the ship, striking the lid Corsair vessel with pinpoint accuracy. The enemy ship's shields flickered and failed, its hull breaching in a spectacular explosion. In the engine room, Alex screamed as the energy surge threatened to tear her apart. Nixia held her steady, her own hands glowing, as she tried to siphon off some of the excess power. "Hold on, Alex," she pleaded. "Just a little longer." On the view screen, the remaining Corsair ships regrouped, preparing for another assault. But before they could attack, a new alarm sounded. "Captain," Kelleria called out. "Multiple signatures emerging from warp. It's the human fleet." True enough, a dozen ships of various sizes dropped out of warp space, their weapons already charging. Leading them was a massive battleship, its hull adorned with the insignia of the human alliance. A gruff voice crackled over the comms. This is Admiral Zhao of the HFY Titan. Unknown vessels, stand down and prepare to be boarded. This sector is under human protection." For a moment, surprise registered on Zara's face. Then, a slow smile spread across her features. "It seems, Admiral, that humanity is full of surprises. We welcome your assistance. The real enemy here are the Void Corsairs threatening both our peoples." As the human fleet engaged the remaining Corsair ships, Zara turned her attention back to her own vessel. "Nixia, status on our brave mechanic." In the engine room, Alex slumped to the floor, her body smoking slightly but very much alive. Nixia cradled her head, tears of relief streaming down her face. "She's alive, Captain," Nixia reported, her voice choked with emotion. "She did it. She saved us all." As consciousness faded, Alex heard the sounds of battle raging outside. But more than that, she felt a profound sense of change. In this moment on this ship, something monumental had occurred. Humanity had taken its first real step into a larger universe, and she, a simple mechanic from a backwater station, had been the one to make it happen. The last thing she saw before darkness took her was Nixia's smiling face, backlit by the pulsing energy of the core, a core that now beat in perfect harmony with Alex's own heart. As the battle raged on outside, neither the humans nor the aliens realized that this was just the beginning. The true test of their newfound alliance was yet to come, and the fate of the galaxy would rest on the shoulders of those who dared to bridge the gap between worlds. Battle for survival. Alex awoke to the gentle hum of medical equipment and the concerned face of Nixia hovering above her. The jade-skinned alien's eyes lit up with relief as Alex stirred. "Welcome back," Nixia said softly. "You had us worried for a while there." Alex tried to sit up, wincing at the dull ache that seemed to permeate every cell in her body. "How long was I out? What happened?" 3 days, came the authoritative voice of Captain Zara as she strode into the med bay. "And quite a lot has transpired in that time, thanks to your reckless bravery." As Alex's vision cleared, she realized she wasn't on the alien ship anymore. The clean, utilitarian lines of the room spoke of human design. "Are we on board the HFY Titan?" Zara confirmed. "Admiral Zhao was most insistent that you receive the best care available. It seems your actions have made quite an impression on both our peoples." Alex's mind reeled as Zara and Nixia filled her in on the events of the past few days. The combined forces of the Stellar Sisterhood and the Human Alliance had driven off the Void Corsairs, but not before capturing one of their ships. The wealth of intelligence gleaned from the captured vessel had revealed a chilling truth. The attack on Zara's ship had been just the beginning of a much larger invasion plan. The Corsairs see the expansion of humanity as a threat to their dominion, Zara explained. They plan to unleash their nanite plague on your colonies, wiping out your technology before you could become a significant power in the galaxy. "But thanks to you," Nixia added, her eyes shining with admiration, "we now have a fighting chance. Your immunity to the nanites, combined with our advanced technology, might be the key to defeating them once and for all." Before Alex could process this information, the ship's alarms blared to life. Admiral Zhao's voice boomed over the intercom. "All hands to battle stations. Void Corsair fleet incoming." Zara's expression hardened. "It seems the final battle has come sooner than we anticipated. Are you fit to fight?" Alex Chen. Despite the lingering pain, Alex swung her legs off the bed and stood, determination etched on her face. "Just point me at an engine room, Captain. I've got some unfinished business with those Corsairs." As they raced through the corridors of the Titan, Alex marveled at the sight of human and alien crew members working side by side, preparing for the coming storm. They burst onto the bridge just as the first wave of Corsair ships dropped out of warp. Admiral Zhao, a grizzled veteran with steel-gray hair and a cybernetic eye, nodded curtly to them. "Captain Zara, Ms. Chen, glad you could join us. I hope you're ready to make history." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a terrifying armada of void corsair ships, easily 3 times the size of the combined human-alien fleet. "We're outnumbered and outgunned," Joe growled. "But we got something they don't. A secret weapon." He turned to Alex. "Your little trick with the power core gave our eggheads some ideas. We've rigged up a device that should let you interface with our systems the same way you did with the alien ship. Think you can work your magic on a human vessel?" Alex's heart raced with a mixture of fear and excitement. "I can try, sir, but I'll need Nixia's help to control the energy flow." Zhao nodded. "Make it happen. Zara, I want your ship providing cover fire. Let's show these corsairs what happens when they mess with our corner of the galaxy." As the battle erupted around them, Alex and Nixia made their way to the Titan's massive engine room. The device Zhao had mentioned was a jury-rigged mess of human and alien technology, pulsing with barely contained energy. "This is even crazier than last time," Alex muttered as she positioned herself in front of the machine. Nixia squeezed her hand. "But this time, we do it together." With a deep breath, Alex plunged her hands into the swirling energy field. The pain was immediate and intense, but so was the rush of power. She could feel every system on the ship, from the mightiest weapons to the tiniest life support units. Through their shared connection, Nixia guided the energy flow, preventing it from overwhelming Alex's human physiology. Together, they became the heart of the ship, pumping power where it was needed most. On the bridge, Zhao watched in awe as the Titan's systems surged with unprecedented power. Weapons fired with pinpoint accuracy, shields held against barrages that should have torn them apart, and the ship moved with an agility that defied its massive size. The tide of battle began to turn. Other human ships, linked to the Titan through Alex's incredible connection, found their systems similarly enhanced. Zara's vessel, darting through the chaos with graceful precision, provided crucial support where it was needed most. But the Void Corsairs weren't about to go down without a fight. Their flagship, a monstrous vessel that dwarfed even the Titan, broke through the defensive line, its weapons charging for a killing blow. In the engine room, Alex screamed as she felt the incoming attack. With every ounce of will she possessed, she drew upon the energy flowing through her, channeling it into the Titan's forward shields. The Corsair flagship fired, its beam of destructive energy lancing towards the Titan. For a moment, it seemed as though nothing could stop it, but as it struck the shields, something extraordinary happened. The energy didn't just disperse, it rebounded, amplified by Alex's incredible connection to the ship. The reflected beam struck the Corsair flagship with devastating force, tearing through its defenses and ripping it apart from the inside out. As the massive ship exploded in a spectacular ball of fire, the remaining Corsair vessels began to retreat, their seemingly invincible armada reduced to a fleeing rabble. In the Titan's engine room, Alex collapsed into Nixia's arms, her body smoking but her eyes alight with triumph. "Did we do it?" she whispered. Nixia's answering smile was radiant. "We did it, Alex. We saved them all." As the cheers of victory echoed through the ship, Alex realized that this was more than just a battle won. It was the dawn of a new era, one where humanity and the stellar sisterhood would stand together against the darkness of the void. The galaxy would never be the same again, and Alex Chen, once a simple mechanic from a backwater station, found herself at the very heart of this cosmic change. A new alliance. The days following the battle were a whirlwind of activity, as the combined fleet limped back to Earth, carrying news of their incredible victory. Alex found herself at the center of a diplomatic storm. Humanity's first official contact with an advanced alien civilization was being shaped by the unlikely alliance forged in the heat of battle. Alex stood before a wall of windows in the United Earth Government's headquarters in New Geneva, gazing out at the glittering spires of the city. The Stellar Sisterhood's ship, now fully repaired, hovered majestically in the sky alongside human vessels, a symbol of the new era dawning for both species. "Quite a view, isn't it?" Admiral Zhou's gruff voice broke into her reverie. Hard to believe a week ago. Most people on Earth didn't even know aliens existed. Now look at us. Alex turned, offering a tired smile to the Admiral. It's overwhelming, sir. I'm just a mechanic. I never thought I'd be involved in, well, any of this. Zhao's cybernetic eye whirred as he focused on her. That's where you're wrong. Chen, you're not just a mechanic anymore. You're a hero, a diplomat, and if I have my way, the future of human-alien relations. Before Alex could respond, the doors slid open, admitting Captain Zara and Nixia. The alien women had traded their battle armor for flowing robes that shimmed with an otherworldly beauty. The council is ready for us, Zara announced, her silver eyes gleaming with anticipation. As they made their way to the grand chamber where Earth's leaders awaited them, Alex felt Nixia's hand slip into hers. The touch sent a familiar warmth through her, calming her nerves. Whatever happens in there, Nixia whispered, know that you've already changed the course of history. Our peoples will never be the same. The next few hours were a blur of introductions, explanations, and negotiations. Alex found herself recounting the battle against the Void Corsairs more times than she could count, each retelling met with a mixture of awe and skepticism from the assembled leaders. Finally, as the talks seemed to be reaching an impasse, Alex stepped forward. With all due respect, she said, her voice stronger than she felt, we're missing the point here. This isn't just about sharing technology or forming a military alliance. This is about the future of both our species. She gestured to the window, where Earth and the alien ship hung side by side in the sky. Out there, the galaxy is full of wonders we can't even imagine, and dangers we're only beginning to understand. The Void Corsairs were just the beginning. We need each other, not just to survive, but to thrive. Alex turned to Zara and Nixia, then back to the human leaders. The Stellar Sisterhood has offered to share their knowledge, their technology, their very essence with us. And we have something invaluable to offer in return, our creativity, our adaptability, our indomitable spirit. Together, we could forge a future brighter than either of us could achieve alone. A hush fell over the chamber as her words sank in. Then, slowly, applause began to build. Human leaders and alien diplomats alike rose to their feet, the tension of the negotiations giving way to a sense of shared purpose and hope. In the days that followed, the foundations of a new interstellar alliance were laid. Earth opened its arms to the Stellar Sisterhood, offering sanctuary and a base of operations in their fight against the Void Corsairs. In return, the aliens began sharing their advanced technology, ushering in an unprecedented era of progress for humanity. But for Alex, the greatest reward came in a more personal form. As she stood on the observation deck of the newly christened Human Sisterhood Joint Space Station, she felt Nixia's presence beside her. So, the alien woman said, a hint of mischief in her melodic voice, what's next for the hero of Earth? Surely you're not planning to go back to fixing air recyclers on backwater outposts. Alex chuckled, leaning into Nixia's embrace. Actually, I was thinking of taking a little trip. There's a whole galaxy out there, full of ships that need fixing and adventures waiting to happen. Care to join me? Nixia's answer came in the form of a kiss that sent sparks of energy dancing across Alex's skin. As they broke apart, both women turned to look out at the star-studded expanse before them. Somewhere out there, the Void Corsairs were regrouping, and countless other wonders and dangers awaited discovery. But whatever the future held, they would face it together, a union of human and alien, of heart and mind, ready to write the next chapter in the grand cosmic story. As the station slowly rotated, bringing Earth into view, Alex felt a sense of peace settle over her. She had started this journey as a simple mechanic, but she was ending it as something far greater, a bridge between worlds, a pioneer of a new age. The universe, it seemed, had indeed put her right where she needed to be.